Hi, you clicked on today's tropical update for um for August 14th, 2017. As you I'm back. I am back for another video. As you can see here, uh newly Tropical Storm Gert here. As you can see here, this just got named, I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday got named, and what we're seeing now is what this thing came from a tropical wave that we've been tracking for several days, and this thing got very well organized since yesterday. I mean, look at it. Look at the convection that we have right now. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just incredible to see this. It's a very cool feature to watch. Now it's starting to become more of a classic look of a hurricane. It's still a tropical storm, but when the 5 p.m. advisory comes out, I'll be seeing that it could be upgraded to a strong tropical storm, which it is now, right? It is actually 60 miles per hour. It is moving north at, it's actually moving almost like due north, somewhat between, I think it's 10 miles per hour. And as we see the structure of this thing, I mean, the structure shows kind of an eye wall trying to develop in here. As you can see here, this is telling me that the storm's getting very well organized, and it's potentially on its way of becoming a hurricane as early as tomorrow. Now, yes, the track shows it heading out to sea, despite it's going to stay offshore, but here the threats of the system could be bringing rough surf along for the eastern seaboard, and probably rip current risks for so yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. That's something for if you're going to the beach, and you gotta watch that, because this system's getting stronger. It's going to generate large swells towards the coast, so people that are going to the beach have to be aware of that. There may be a lot of red flags standing, but yeah, that's something for you folks to be aware of. And this thing really developed. It's in favorable conditions, 30-degree water temperatures, so that's something favorable for strengthening. And the air is somewhat moist. Actually, there's a large area of moisture of this thing. You can see all the thunderstorms trying to bubble up in this thing, and you can see kind of an eye trying to develop of this system. I think it's indicating that it may become a hurricane once it gets into this area. By the time it makes its closest pass near the eastern seaboard, may become a hurricane. And here's the thing that the NHC has put out: it's going to be its closest pass between tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So it may become a hurricane as early as, it may become a hurricane by tomorrow night, but that may be the case if it strengthens pretty quickly. This is the 11 a.m. advisory. This is the 11 a.m. advisory. So this was several hours ago, and this is the max 60 miles per hour, and it's moving north at 8 miles per hour. So it's moving pretty slow, as you can see here. It could become our second hurricane of the season. Franklin was our first one, so yeah, that was pretty incredible. So yeah, became the 7th named storm of the season, and it's likely to head out to sea, according to a lot. Yeah, all of the models have it going out to sea. Here's why. If I can get rid of this. Here's why. Because we have a very strong. Wait, let me put the thing on. Upper dramatics. Here's why. There's a lot of very strong westerlies coming from the United States. That's the why. As you can see here, I'm trying to look for that. Yeah, here's why. You see this? Look at all the strong upper levels. You can see, look at all the strong upper levels that you're seeing here. So that's what's gonna steer the storm out to sea eventually. You can see it's already gone by 8 days. I mean, it's already gone by the time we get to Thursday, because we have a strong jet stream setting up for the pattern. And anyways, we have not just, so Gert will be heading out to sea eventually in terms of where the forecast track is going to be. So it's not going to be a threat to land. As you can see here, 961 millibars, then it heads out north, becomes extratropical, then it's going to be gone. Now, we're not just focusing on Gert. We're going to be focusing on Invest 990, which is now currently becoming our next named storm. It could become our next storm of the season. I mean, Invest 91L. Here's the thing with this system. This is a very large storm. That's the thing that we're seeing over here. That's what we're seeing over here in terms of track distribution. As you can see here, I mean, as you can see, oops, sorry about that. As you can see here, this is Invest 91L. Look at this giant mess that we're tracking over here. This came off of Africa yesterday and had a 20% chance. Now has been upgraded to 60 as of today, and water temperatures are favorable for any development. But here's the thing: this giant mess is, because it's gonna take its time. The larger the wave, the more it takes its time. So it's gonna take its time to develop. But there is a high chance. I mean, not a high, but there's a medium chance of development. I mean, where's the spinning? This entire thing. There's like two parts of the system. One, which this area is spinning over here, and the second feature right behind it. So the European is showing something else on the system. This is the intensity guide. Before I can show the models what they're thinking about, this is the intensity guide. I mean, a lot of them have it up to tropical storm status by the time we get to 48 to 60 hours from now. 48 to 60 hours from now. That's something to watch. And some of them take it up to hurricane status, which is, I don't think so. And I don't think it's going to become that strong though, because it's going to be taking its time here. I think tropical storm status is likely, and this is the track of. I mean, there's a track. This is the track of what 91L will take, and this is the GFS mean and ensemble members. There's a very large spread, anywhere between going out to sea, or yeah, a lot of them has it heading westward, but most of them are fairly weak as in terms of track distribution. And this is the ensemble mean heading towards westward, but it really strengthens by the time it gets to the Bahamas here and heads into the Gulf of Mexico at an hour 240. At 2 hours, 240 hours. So there's a lot of spread with the GFS. The Canadian has a different story. It has it weak, and most of the ensemble members have it between the Caribbean or out to sea. I don't know, but something to keep an eye on. And the European model is somewhat different, but I'll show you that. This one, these are all the models. All of them have it westward. By the time we get to 4 days later, it's gonna be right around here. So it's something to keep an eye on, and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know where the storm will go, but it's something to watch. And while we're watching Gert's out here. I'll have another update later. So I'll see you in my next update.